Hello there, my name is Retro, the first time you see my channel, usually review cartoon series, anime series, so something completely random, and today we're going to talk about a movie called Earwig and the Witch, based on a well-known book with the same title, but if you know Studio Ghibli doesn't really follow the books, it's more we follow our feelings and what we think the book should be. Yeah, if you're a fan, you understand this. If you're not, if you're a fan of the book, you probably will not get exactly what you wanted because it's quite interesting and different. Of course, every Studio Ghibli movie is different, but you get the idea. Besides that, what's the story about? It's basically is this character called Earwig, who basically left the orphanage by her mother because she's chased by a bunch of witches because she broke the rules. Now the other witch is trying to capture her and kill her, supposedly. After that, you see Earwig sort of grow up in this orphanage and beginning her happy life. Being the orphan doesn't mean she has to be miserable. She's just very wonderful because Earwig is a very odd character. He's describe her is more like a Jelly character from the Rugrats. If you've seen that show, she's like very demanding, very evil in a way, but not evil intentionally or evil anything. She is sort of the opposite of Angelica. She is sweet, but she knows how to control people just by kindness, asking for favors. If you scratch my back, I scratch yours. But it's a little girl who take charge anything, anytime. But I love it more is that she is very believable because this type of character is kind of hard to pull off because he used to make her very annoying because how demanding she is, but she's not. She's very polite and proper, but sort of an oddball in her own way. Especially, it's her time to be adopted. She doesn't want to be adopted. She does everything she can to not be adopted, but unfortunately, they did by Baba Yaga and the Mandrake. Both witches didn't know who they're adopting. You think how the story is point out that they know is the traitor of the company. You know it's the daughter of the witch who betrayed them. No, they never actually knew it's actually her daughter. It's just sort of accidental, and that is sort of interesting to see how this sort of dynamic of this very bitter couple adopted a child just for one reason is basically to help them do more spells, not evil spells, sort of disappointing spells, if you know what I mean. If not, I mean like instead of making people to frogs or shape-shifting trees, instead they just use the spells to sort of cheat of games, be a better teacher, be a better cook, but also kind of something you could do yourself if you work hard enough, but people don't want to, so they call them to make the spells. And that is sort of interesting way to make witches sort of very different, but sort of kind of lazy. Like, this is your life. I mean, you're witches. You can do so much more in this. Whereas is your potential? But I love it is all connected to Earwig's mother. That what she left them, they sort of broke them in a way. That they're not their best. Especially you realize Earwig, her name means the name of the band. Some of you right now asking, well, they just not like a little notice that they adopt the person who named the band. You think they give them a clue? No, to be fair, they changed her name at the very beginning because they don't like the name of Earwig. The head nun decided just to change it because of that. But besides that, I like this sort of interesting dynamic of all three of them because the Baba Yaga and Mandrake, they have this sort of volatile, angry, they're unhappy in their lives, just keep doing the same thing, but treating Earwig, her life sort of miserable. But Earwig, to make her so different and interesting, is the type of girl who does not take advantage of her. She's the one who basically take advantage on you, but once we're not in a mean way, a more sort of clever, nice, but trying to be proper way. So to be honest, the proper way is just being too nice, but it's like I think the best way to describe it, but you get the idea. But I love it is sort of how she convinced Baba Yaga and the Mandrake to see her way, how Earwig sort of squeezed the idea into them, like, let's just teach me to be a witch. I mean, I'm okay you two adopted me. You want me to help you, you help me. Let me learn to be a witch also, so I can actually properly help you. But how Baba Yaga is just so bitter, so jaded, so set in her ways. she doesn't want to. In fact, Baba Yaga makes Earwig life more miserable, but at the same time, Earwig does not take that. She takes charge. She figured out how to get a spell to get back off Baba Yaga, and that is sort of interesting. That sort of battle, you can see Earwig becoming that sort of evil witch herself, but the only difference is she becomes this sort of bitter and jealous because she's just so tired of Baba Yaga. He also tired a little bit about Mandrake because he's sort of the angry father cliche, but he has a sort of reason why he's being angry because maybe he doesn't know how to express himself. Also, his writing career is not the best, especially all the tabloids just poking at him, making fun of him, making his books sound terrible, and you can see why he's always angry and frustrated, especially you hear his backstory with the Earwig mother, and yeah, you can see why he became this type of person. Especially see the flashback how not Earwig, how Baba Yaga and the Mandrake were very happy, very joyful, and they became this. That's sort of interesting, especially how Earwig sort of changed their lives by her own terms, how she convinced each one of them to become a little bit better, because once more, you have a sort of relationship, you kind of need to be fixed. You know, I like that sort of approach, how this little girl tempted to fix them, but at the same time, fixing her own way, but it works a certain way because the movie ends. Yeah, I mean, ends sort of in the middle of the whole film. I'm telling you this because I don't want you to be so hot watching this film and then, oh my god, this would be great. You finally, well, you see the cliffhanger, what's about to happen, and ends. So yeah, I'm kind of like not jaded or bitter they did that, but once more, I was sort of prepared for that. So that's to tell you, you have a cliffhanger in this movie. Depends if you like the ending or not. Determines how enjoyable you would take this film. Besides that, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how this sort of chemistry idea is all about Earwig, but it's her mother who's the catalyst to make them this, and now her daughter had to deal with this unintentionally. But I love it, they give it sort of a mystery about Earwig's mother, what she did to piss off the company of witches, and the reason why she left her. They never really dive in. It's one of those things that you leave your imagination to see what happened, or read the book. But once more, I don't know how close to the book is, or the book is the same thing, has the same answers. But I don't know. But I have to say, I sort of recommend it if you're a fan of Studio Ghibli. If you're not, you've seen them films, you never liked them, you probably will not like this. Of course, it's just one thing that I forget to mention, is the CGI. The CGI, you see the trailer, how great it is. This one, when you see the movie, it does not disappoint. Especially a well-known company who just do traditional 2D animation and decide to make a CGI animation that you'll be like, wow, you're impressed, because every time the company to change their own style to a CG style, usually come out bad. I think one of the biggest examples is Disney, who did the first time they did a CGI movie. It was a not very good film. Or at least animated film. I mean, Chicken Little, that's the first time they did it. That film is not the best, especially the CGI. But you see this film, you see how much work they get into it. You'd be like, whoa, that is impressive. You see the character designs, you see the background, you see the side characters. Every little thing got its own time to make. It's something you feel they did so much work, so much love making this film. And unfortunately, I just hopefully they get a sequel, or hoping they do a sequel, because Studio Ghibli not known to make sequels. But once more, they left it sort of a weird in-between ending that kind of make you love this film or hate this film. It's more up to you. But to me, I'd enjoy it because I understand what I'm going into. Besides that, I got really nothing else to say. Just one question: did you watch this film? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got really nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.